14 years old.
Oh my god, hold on. Hello, my name is Agency Rosario, and I'm 14 years old.
Hello, my name is Jaden and I'm 14 years old.
Hello, my name is Paula and I'm 13 years old.
Tell me what their first experience with racism is. When did it happen?
It was when another student or students called me racist because I had on a shirt that said I loved my race, and they thought I was being racist because of my shirt I was wearing.
Do you think that was because they didn't know any better, or they just believe that because they are white, maybe that, and it was something on your shirt that made them feel uncomfortable, so they automatically said you were racist?
Yeah, I think that's why, and also because they've never like experienced someone like wearing a shirt that says something like that.
Someone of color.
Yes.
What are some of the things that people assume about you guys because of your color, maybe your skin tone, or how you look with your features?
A lot of people think that I'm not as wealthy, and they think that I probably like steal from my stuff, and they also think that I can't do as much as other people can, and
This is a common theme? I feel like, why do they always think that our kids are stealing?
back then it was harder for colored people because there was more racism, and as we get like through the years, like colored people like get stronger and they believe in themselves.
Okay.
So like as the years went on, maybe we did have to steal to get some power back, but like we weren't doing it for a bad reason.
I also agree with Jaden and Agency because like back then we didn't have as many opportunities as the Caucasians or the other races, so we had to like steal. But like in today's society and now we don't need to steal. We have just as much as everybody else.
When you guys watch TV and go on social media and go to the movies, what do you think the perception is out there about not number one teenagers, but people of color and kids of color? What is the how do you feel a connection with what you see on TV or in society at all?
I feel like on TV and like Instagram online, they like act a certain way, but like just for it. But at the same time, it makes us look bad because sometimes, like, the famous people feel like they can do whatever they want or break the rules or like swear a lot in their songs or like, for example, on television shows, the colored people are always the people stealing or the bad guys or stuff like that. When that's not true. So when people are always online or always watching the shows, they sometimes believe it to be true in real life when that's not the case.
I agree with Paula because it's like if you haven't met that person in real life and you only seen that person on the internet, you don't know how that person acts, you don't know how that person is, you don't know if that person's a bad person or if that person is acts good, has a positive attitude and whatnot. So I don't think you should judge a person based on what you see online.
I personally feel like we could be portrayed badly and like shed in a dark light, but I also feel like we can also be like shed light in a positive light. Like if you look back to like the old shows, like not the ones like now, like Martin and like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, like those shows, like those are like comedies, but at the same time, like they touched on subjects that we could like touch on now. Like, but I feel like another stereotype for like TV shows is how like the black boys, the girls never have their dads or anything like that. So they only have like a parent that's like their mom, or they just don't have parents at all, or they're like adopted or something like that.
How are you going to handle racism? Because there are some situations that you will run into where folks just really don't know they're racist and they say something that is racist. How do you deal with it?
I would pull them aside and like tell them or like educate them and sometimes you have to just think about what you say before you say it, even if you think it's okay. Like, just put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if I said something based off your color or based off your looks? You wouldn't like it.
So I'm a little bit confused because when there are some positive behaviors amongst kids of color, like doing schoolwork, asking questions, really showing how smart you are, many of you guys say to that other student that they're acting white. So does it mean that negative behaviors mean you're acting black? What does it mean? This whole acting white thing versus maybe acting black?
And stuff like around that. So I was brought up in a way to like respect people. Like I talked a certain way and I act a certain way. So I feel like when I came to the mission, everybody thought I acted and talked a certain way or acted white because I act a certain way and they act a different way than me. So I feel like it's just like plainly that.
I agree with Brian because, like, as I said before, I went to a school where there was like only like 2 black kids, including myself, and like the rest were Caucasian or Asian. And when I came to New Mission, in the beginning, people said I talked or acted like I was a Caucasian person. Black people say that you're acting white because they're not used to that themselves, being around so many white people. They might have been used to being around black people, and all they know is like the way that they talk.
What are some of the positives about being black? You know, like, I want you guys to think, like, because when you're a student of a kid of color, there's a lot of negativity around your race. And let's look at the hair. When somebody says your hair is nappy or kinky, your hair is strong. That's just strong hair. Or somebody is dark, that means that they are least likely to get sunburned because they have more melanin in their bodies. Like, all the negative stereotypes you hear about people of color is usually a result of something that's positive. But how does those stereotypes make you feel, considering that it's an amazing thing to be a kid of color?
I feel like those stereotypes, like me personally, I like being stereotyped as that because I like Caucasian people, like their hair is sometimes kind of boring or always straight, but like black people, they're known to having like curly hair or like hair of all different sorts. So if somebody says, "Oh, you have knots," I don't really get offended to that because at the end of the day, my hair is still nice and thick and has a beautiful color, and my skin looks beautiful in the summertime.
I feel like going to a white school, like they used to tell me, "Oh, your hair is like kinky and like you're like darker," but I feel like that's also like a compliment, like what Paula said, because at the same time when they were saying this to me, they were all saying, "Oh, your hair is really nice today," or "I like the way you put your hair. Can you help me put my hair like that?" And like, "Can you help me do my hair?" and stuff like that. So I feel like they like my hair and they like that, but I feel like they just feel
Let
obligated.
me be clear. For the most part, people see kids of color. You can say society. You can say a group of people. But for the most part, they see you guys. Society has already predicted what you guys are supposed to do in the future. And we do things like this because we want to, there's a phrase called changing your trajectory, right? And when you change someone's trajectory, you take a predetermined outcome. So it's like Twitter. You're trending a certain way. We want you guys to trend upward, right? So the people look at the ladies and they say, okay, they are going to be working at McDonald's. They see the boys and they say, hey, they're probably going to be in jail. What do you feel is your responsibility as young male and females of color to change that? Not just that, but what are you going to do to change that?
I feel like my responsibility is to show them something else. Show them that I'm not going to be working at McDonald's or I'm not going to be in jail. I'm going to be educated. I'm my education. I'm going to college. I got goals and I got things that I want to do in my life.
I say the same thing as Jaden. Like, I feel like that women, especially women of color, can do more than just work at McDonald's. Like, one day they can be president, or they could go to Ivy League colleges or high up colleges and become something more than just somebody working at McDonald's or somebody in the house, or just like a regular woman. I feel like one day we could all do something that's bigger than just being working at McDonald's.
Some people work at McDonald's to survive. I'm just saying, we're not going to knock McDonald's, but some people do work at McDonald's to survive on a daily basis. And if McDonald's pays very well when you're in high school, sorry, McDonald's.
I think the wealth gap kind of like interferes with this because like back when slavery, like black people couldn't get as much money as the white people, and our ancestors, like they couldn't pass on the money like the rich people that are rich today have. And I feel like there should be a reset button, and everyone should have like equal rights and like have equal money, because if you go down to like a not so wealthy neighborhood, you could see that they're struggling and that they need money. And if you go to like a wealthy neighborhood, you could see that they have like more high tech, and it's just, I think it's unfair because they didn't get the chance to prove themselves.
I agree with all three of them. And like for me, I want to grow up and I want to be a pediatrician. So there's like things I have to do to get there. So I have to like get all my work in, like be focused in school, do all these things so I can achieve the future I want to achieve. Like I want to go to Howard. Like I already have my life planned out, and I want to like get everything done so I can achieve my goal, because I don't want to be someone that sets all these goals and then never ends up completing them. And I feel like for what Agency said, like the wealth gap, like my family personally, like we're working on building up what we're gonna do.
And I want you to think about this as you get through your days in school. So ultimately, we are in this business because we realize that you guys are the reset button. What you guys do and how you work in school and how you educate yourselves and how you create goals and follow through with them, that's the ultimate reset button. Meaning you get a chance for our race and our folks to start over, and the best way to do that is to have you guys work towards those goals at a younger age. And that's what's so impressive about you guys, that you guys have a somewhat of a sense of how you should conduct yourselves so that you can create better opportunities for yourself. Because in this country, life is about opportunity, and sometimes you got to work harder than others to create opportunities for yourself.